Hey guys, Coach Bobby here with Time of Hours Team MaxBat. Jacob and Joe and I, we're going to sit here and we're going to go through the warm-up that you should do before every game, before every practice. We want you to do this 40 to 50 times each exercise. We also want you to do it 4 to 5 days a week. Pay attention to detail. Do the exercises and stretches and the movements properly. Don't cut any corners. Do your very best to keep yourself flexible. Helps with strength, helps with preventing injury. Hopefully these will keep you busy for a little while. Thank you.
All right, guys, this is Coach Joe. Say hi, Coach
Yeah.
Joe. We're just going to start off with a simple jumping jack. Sometimes kids do it wrong, but you want to start with your hands at your side, feet together, and we go to the explosive position. We want to make sure our hands touch up top, our feet are wider than our shoulders, and back to the starting position. Sometimes a lot of kids do it wrong. They bring their hands to their ears, and then they come back down. That's the lazy way to do it. Make sure they do it the right way. Here's a couple for you to. The next exercise or dynamic ballistic movement that we want the kids to do are waybacks. Really simple. You go down, touch your toes, and to your hips, and back straight up. Now, a lot of times when kids do this, what they will do is they'll go to their knees, they'll go to their waist, they'll go to their ears, and back down. That's the lazy way to do it, which we see a lot of kids doing it because they're rushing. We want to do it the right way. Here's a couple for you so you can demonstrate. Great job. Please don't cut any corners. Make sure we get those hamstrings and get those arms really good and stretched. Next dynamic movement is going to be high knees. What we want to do is we want to get the knees all the way above our hips. Very good. And we want to alternate, obviously. And a lot of kids, what they're going to do is they're going to bring their knee like basically a quarter way off the ground, and they're going to be lazy and not do it right. So here's a couple to do it the right way, please. You can do it in place, or you can actually do it moving down a hallway or in your backyard. Thank you. Next, we want to perform butt kickers, where the heel comes straight to the glutes. We want to make sure we don't cut any corners. A lot of times kids will just bring it halfway up, and they won't go all the way. This won't stretch the quadriceps efficiently. Here's a couple of the way you do it the right way. Great job.
Hey guys, Coach Joe here. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be performing the stretches and dynamics, and I just want.
Next, we're going to go with the leg lifts. Stretch out the hamstrings, really get the legs nice and loose. Jacob, if you could do a couple of those, we appreciate it. Fantastic. Try and keep your legs straight if you can. Get it as high as you can to your ear. Great job. Next is skippers. We want to get a really dynamic, explosive movement. Try and get as high as you can. Get your knees and your arms and your feet off the ground. Maximum distance. Here we go. Great job. Next activity is like a stretch, ballistic, dynamic movement combo where we take our foot to our hip. Just that, go ahead. And the foot kind of goes opposite to the opposite hip. A lot of kids are going to do it wrong, and they're going to like, that's it. It's got to go all the way up to your hip. Thank you. All right, now we're going to go opposite right to opposite hip, where we really stretch those quads. Go ahead, buddy. Good. And a lot of kids are just going to be able to grab. They're just going to touch their foot and drop it. And touch their foot and drop it. That's wrong. Let's get all the way up. One more set. Great job. I'm so glad he's doing it and not myself. And then finally we have our walking lunges. And we're going to go out. And of course you're going to be doing these. You can walk in your backyard. We usually do them foul line to center field. Great job.
Man, it really worked out. I'm all stretched out. That was great. Glad they were doing it, not me. Anyhow, we can cut a lot of corners. Please pay attention to detail. Make sure if we're going to do it, we might as well do it right. And finally, what we're going to finish up with is just a jog, some jogs
50%, and then we jog 75%, and then we get a couple full speed. That way we're really good and loose, got a lot of good lather going. Our body and our muscles are just greatly warmed up. Should take anywhere 20 to 30 minutes if you're doing it right, do a really good warm up. And now we're actually ready to get into our static stretching routine. Thank you.